get underway here. We are going to go to Granary. So if you just joined us, this is Team Fortress TV. My name is Admirable. Joining me is Ryushi. We've got Jon on the camera, and we are here for this ETF2L Season 18 powered by TT eSports Week 7 fixture. It's the Premiership. It's Epsilon eSports versus Awsomniac. We saw the first map go to Epsilon in pretty emphatic style, and now it's all on us. Awsomniac to claim some points here. Remember, if they do take this map, they will still finish top in the season standings, as they had a 1-point advantage before the game started, but anything less than that may see Epsilon jump ahead into first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I would just like to clarify that I've never played a match where, as a medic, the enemy medic has died more times than me. Ever. Even when we win. But yeah. Well, I mean, Granary's it's a stalemate map, and I think that will favour the better demo, which is kind of hard to call. I mean, Cadis has got a different style to War, right? War is a more sort of DM focused, whereas Cadis is theoretically a better positioning, in my opinion, and also has fantastic DM. Don't get me wrong. So I think it's too hard to call it on the demos, although I do think the better demo will win on the day. The middle rollout every time, because that's what Cadis does, and I think it'll all come down to soldiers as well. Granary is such a soldier-specific map, and both scouts performing really well on both teams, so I don't know, Knutsen's going to have to pull something big out the bag. He has been playing so much better this season than he was last season, but he's going to have to pull something big out the bag for this game.
Yeah, definitely. Tech looked pretty impressive on the first map. Definitely the more creative of the rumors. He had plenty of moves, plenty of tricks, plenty of tools in his bag. But yeah, in terms of the two demo men, I think I'd struggle to separate them on deathmatch. If you want to talk about how they play with their team, Cadis is more than happy to sit back and let Zebasai take the majority of the heals, whereas War has said before that Epsilon are trying to play with a pocket demo in a lot of situations, and let him move forward and do damage, and essentially have two amazing roamers at certain points in the game, Mike and Tech just doing whatever they want. But I haven't been paying full attention to how exactly Epsilon have been doing. A lot of the times they pushed have just been wipe situations, but you have seen War getting very aggressive and caught Merlin off in the lobby at least once. But as to how things will happen on Granary, Cadis traditionally hasn't really liked Granary, but I think he's become more comfortable on it in recent seasons, and he definitely will be faster. I think you're right about that, but that's not always the be all and end all. Otherwise, Numlock would have never won a championship.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah. Well, I mean, I am of course completely 100% wrong 100% of the time. So, if anyone's actually listening to me and expecting me to give good analysis, please just don't. I just shout on my computer screen sometimes in the evenings, but sometimes I get really excited about it, which is I think why I'm still here. But this game. 100%. This is going to be a good game, I reckon. I've had that talk right now. Oh, Cadis disconnecting was just a bit of time buying, Zebo's the motivational speaker. He's done his job. Now they're going to get... They're going to win this map.
Neither medic taking the gamble here on mid. Both of them going to run Medigun. And I think I will have to watch the Cadis cam to middle. Everybody want to see what that guy's up to. He's rolling out up fast. He's already got a pre-fired sticky up top. Bash sees it. He knows he's been denied. Cadis moves straight forward here. He catches Bash. Tries to gamble there, but Cadis just puts sticky after sticky, and already scout advantage here for Awsomniac. Epsilon know that they shouldn't commit. Flip's going to find Tech. Mike goes down as well. Epsilon lost 3 for nothing there. That was questionable. And Awsomniac should be picking up the slack here, moving forward, taking advantage of all this open space. War is already setting up sticky traps, but it looks like Awsomniac are just going to sidestep them by moving straight through the garage side.
Yeah, it looks like they're moving straight up the top. Going to come in with both soldiers here. Cadis has come around to the front. They might... No, nothing's going to happen. I was focusing on the soldiers. Hadn't even noticed that Cadis and the scouts had just walked straight in. So Epsilon not even going to defend that second point. Going to look to defend this last point though. Both Ubers up right now. There's a heavy up for Kyler. Knutsen jumps in deep. He's just going to get shut down. Starkey also getting picked up on the flank somewhere, so Epsilon have a 2-man pick out of that, but no Ubers were traded, so Awsomniac can still hold this, definitely.
Yeah, that was likely just a 2-man suicide there, so they can switch to off classes. No, Stark and Knutsen both going to stay on Soldier and Scout. It's the fake here. Uber straight at there with Zebasai drops down on top of the head of the Epsilon combo. Stark cleans up Bash, who was caught in there between the Uber, stuck between a rock and a hard place, and Stark cleans him up. He continues on to Kyler. Looks like he wants to take both scouts out almost single-handedly there. Stark doing work as things equal up there.
By Tech right there to take down Knutson, but he does get immediately traded by Flip. And now both scouts and demos, they're trying to clean up as much players as possible. Cadus does go down. Can they focus on the point enough? Merlin's running away. He's separated completely from his scouts. They cannot get the frags down. Oh, I say that. They actually just picked up Nox and Mike. What am I saying? I'm lying completely. But they get both cleaned up by Bash right there. And Merlin now, the only one left alive. He does finally meet up with his soldier right now. To keep saying right now. And they're going to be able to defend this point, I think. Merlin has got 65%, and they're just going to wait for that and then push straight back in.
Yeah, Merlin was sort of dilly-dallying as to whether he would go forward and heal his scouts to just get out and maintain that Uber advantage. Big advantage situation here for Awsomniac, but already they've lost one player, and that's going to slow things down a little bit. They lose two, in fact. Looks like they're going to go for it anyway. Bash is down, and they know that War is weak, so that's essentially equalised the man advantage. And they push forward here with the Uber charges, just fade in as they get deep onto Nox. Cadus with that big air pipe there, launching Nox up. Both soldiers tag teaming onto Tech as well, but Mike comes in from the respawn before cratering himself on top of the pipe. It's all on Flip and Merlin here. Merlin just takes matters into his own hands with a surgical strike.
Oh, no, nice play by Awsomniac there, but some almost holding on by Epsilon there. The respawn in scouts were the only reason that Awsomniac managed to win that. But I mean, they look a lot more confident now. Both teams in their element. Epsilon got it midway through the first map. Awsomniac going to get it right now. This could be an incredibly close match. Going into this middle right now, War's going to take the slightly slower rollout and come out bottom left. I think Cadus actually did the same thing, so it's going to be interesting. Knutson goes straight away. Oh, sorry, Tech goes in straight away. Does take down Cadus, but trades his life for it. Starkey also getting picked up. Awsomniac not having as much fun on this middle right now as they lose two players, but they do manage to get Zebasai, they do manage to get Noxasai. War and Mike quick to follow. Bash and Tech, can they team up and do wonder scout?
Bash is in onto Merlin. He's managed to isolate or find that gap between Soldier and Medic, and both the scouts have survived. Flip has the health advantage here, but can't land the shots onto Kyler, who finishes him off almost single-handedly. Bash just walked away and says, "You've got this, Kyler." Started to cap the point there, but yeah, that was a brave middle from Awsomniac. Even though they'd lost their demo quite early in it, they decided to commit everyone and almost made it work, but with the spawns coming in slightly earlier for Nox having died earlier, they will have a little advantage here and control of mid, so you'd have to say it was a good mid for
Epsilon. Yeah, Bash and
Kyler
looked really, really good on that mid. Almost reminiscent of Bash and Shocky, but nothing quite replaces Shocky, although I think Kyler's been giving it a good go so far from what I've seen. But just sort of stalemated a little bit right now. Nox has got a 25% Uber advantage. Is that going to be enough for them to push in, do you think?
Yeah, I think they'll be feeling it. That's essentially 10 seconds of time. They keep building and push exactly on the mark, but time is their enemy here. They've already Ubered through these E players that can get caught. Zebasai is not going to make it into the roller door. He will get cleaned up. And that means Merlin isn't building right now, so if Epsilon want to continue, they can actually catch the medic before he gets charged. Kyler sees the opportunity straight in. Merlin walks forward for a second. He's going to go for Flip here. Hero plays as he tries to kill the scout, but Merlin gets the Uber in time and is going to be able to at least hold on for dear life here, but already Bash is flanking behind him. Flip steps back and sees the Epsilon scout there. He's just trying to buy time for his teammates to respawn. They have got back on the field, but look at that Uber advantage for Nox, 40% ahead in this race, and his Uber is now being built furiously outside. They're going to probably rotate and try and push up, but right now look at Awsomniac putting pressure on the point here. They're playing a dangerous game, but they're trying to bait something out of Epsilon. They hear the heavy weapons guy as he gets a buff there. Mike playing heavy, just hiding on the little crate around the corner, but this is going to be a tough push for Awsomniac to hold on, because they have that Epsilon heavy to contend with after the Ubers fade. They're going to get a heavy of their own out here, and Stark is sniping as well. Ryushi, how's this going to end?
Well, I don't know if Mike going to get immediately headshot. He does. He goes down to 140 health on entry. Starkey is going to be our first frag of the middle, though. Nox saving his heavy. Flip also going down right now, and both heavies just duking it out. Can they survive for long enough? No. Awsomniac just leading players left, right, and centre. Epsilon not dropping a man. The Uber does come out. Zebasai, can he get a 6-man? Is it possible? He's damn trying. Tech putting so much damage down to the point they're just going to cap it out. Awsomniac, they tried to hold on to that, but it was so close. 1-1.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the heavy weapons guy. Even after the Uber Fates, he's still a complete bastard to kill off with that 450 health. Awsomniac now find themselves having lost the lead again on this second map. It's 1-1 here, and it didn't end well for them last time. Going to watch Cadis onto this, the third mid. He rolls out up top. War's done the same. Cadis gets good damage, but also it's a sticky himself, so it's pretty much neck and neck. In that demo battle, Tech going to follow up, but actually going to commit onto the demo this time. He just jumps up. Looks like Epsilon want to control their own side of the map, that left-hand side. Now Nox comes in from on high. Nox is pretty weak here. He's dropped onto the kit. Knutsen's looking for him. Has him down to 12, but his last rocket whiffs. He's not going to get that damage off. Mirlan's still alive here, so as this fight continues, you would expect the Awsomniac to clean up. They have done so. Nox is running away, actually, with Kyler here, so it's going to be Uber versus Uber, Ryushi.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Nox has only got Kyler up right now. This should be a 3-second point for Awsomniac and then a push. But they might want to sort of wait it out a little. Maybe sacrifice a player, maybe pick up their own heavy weapons guy. I mean, for you. That's the strat I like call when I main call.
Yeah, it's interesting. Traditionally, a lot of teams would like to run the cookie cutter, 2 scouts, 2 soldiers whenever it was an equal Uber situation, because it gives them the faster opportunity to push out. But equally, some teams like to whip out the utility classes and hope their opponent overcommits and they can get the wipe. Knutsen's gone in here, and he's got a good feel for what the defensive setup. But Stark dies as well, and that's something we saw previously before, that those two players seem to burst in initial landing party for any sort of push here. But look at Nox and Mike pushing ahead here. Mike is going in deep to the Awsomniac combo, trying to force the multi, but smart play there from Awsomniac. They all just ninja vanished, and as the Ubers fade, it's Nox who's going to die. Merlin has survived. Mike gets cleaned up as well. Knutsen with the 2. Okay there. But Awsomniac somehow losing players as Kyler finds Zebo and Tech onto Flip. Kyler's coming all the way behind. They know there's something there. Nice reaction. Cadis, quick stickies to keep his medic alive. But they also cap the point as well. So these two are coming in super fast and they have advantage. This has been a nice passage of play for Awsomniac. It was pretty close there, sailing close to the win, but somehow they've come out ahead here, Ryushi.
Yeah, absolutely. This should be a point for them if they can just perform correctly. You know, not lose Knutsen on entry and just play it nicely. I definitely think they can. We've seen it before, so it just really depends on where they're going to go right now. Merlin's on 94. They're coming in from that left-hand side. They know it's free. They know they've found the sticks. The soldier goes high. Knutsen in. Can he get S-shot? No, he just manages to strafe away from 2 of them. Gets immediately Ubered. Kyler's going to be our first death, and they're just going to try and focus as many red players as possible. They're all on that right-hand side of the middle right now. They do get a couple of players, but they trade 2 for 2 right now. So is there going to be anyone to cap this point up? I don't think there is. Cadis is in behind the combo. He's so low, though, and he does eventually go down. Flip also going down to the escape plan. Or something they just have to back up in the face of Nox's
Nox
Uber.
Nox Uber right there.
I assume he Ubered to Flip. That was the last person in, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and Epsilon lose 2 as well, so we might... Oh, it's actually one guy respawning there, but Mike's gone down, so you could see us Awsomniac push here, knowing that Uber isn't a threat anymore, and they had a little man advantage. Knutsen goes down, so I guess they're going to wait for charge this time, but hopefully they'll have a more successful push. I was trying to pinpoint exactly what went wrong last time. Once they go in and get a few frags, they shouldn't try and commit too quickly to the point or run towards their enemies. Just maintain the man advantage, get little buffs, try and find a little breather, and they're going to come in. Uber gets popped off by Merlin. Cadis is already super weak. He's going to require a lot of heals. Lost 2 players, and I think they know that this has been another car crash. Uber, they're looking for the exit. They're out of there. Now it's Epsilon's turn to push.
They're coming by that left-hand side, and all Epsilon just sort of stick to that right-hand fence, and the Uber's completely nullified by that. Them just staying away from it. It's like such a clever little play that, like, I don't understand why no one else does it, or at least if they do it, why it's not seen as often. But Epsilon actually going to get really aggressive here into their own yard, and they're going to retake it and maybe even push middle here with this super advantage. If they can catch out Awsomniac, this is going to be huge for them right now.
Wow, look at that focus spam there from Awsomniac. All those guys standing on top of the crate just in front of their own ramp room, and Epsilon had no option but to Uber there coming in. Everyone from Awsomniac has made it out. Knutsen's actually behind enemy lines as well, so Epsilon will be wary of that. Flip's going to pick up Mike as well in the ramp room. So Epsilon, even though they cap the middle, might just get wiped here, and Awsomniac are going to commit players forward as well, back. Trying to take the one-on-one with Flip. Zebo jumps in, offering a little help to his brother. Tech in the ramp room is going to create Ricadus getting credit for that frag, but Epsilon end up getting wiped after that. And this has been a long, intense game. Forward spawns as well, getting camped there.
They know they're in there. Are they going to get back spawned? Yeah, they do eventually just decide to backstorm it. They're not getting out right now. Oh, Awsomniac capping that once again. They've got a almost 80% advantage this time. Can they not mess it up? I don't want to see them mess it up again on this last point. They're coming in from the left-hand side. They're not popping early, although they're almost getting forced out by some good soldiers from Tech. Now they're trying to get in, trying to get across the point, trying to find the players that they can kill. There's no one really going down. War does eventually get focused down. Now there's a couple of soldiers near the point. Can they focus fire onto those guys as much as possible? Nox and Tech going to be going down right there. The scouts finally get focused down. Epsilon fully wipe, and Awsomniac going to bring us to 2-1 this time. Much more confident from Awsomniac to not pop immediately through the door like they were on the previous 2, I think, or 3. 2.
Yeah, Epsilon only really picking themselves off the floor after that last wipe, but 18 minutes left on the clock here, plenty of time for both teams to compose themselves. Awsomniacs find themselves in the lead, but I don't think that's going to change Cadis' middle play. He's there super fast. The stickies up there. Kyder is forced to open, so there are no real aggressive plays open for Epsilon right at the start. Cadis somehow survives the Tech bomb. Mirren comes in instantly with the heals, but Tech is still alive there on the flank. Zebo's gone down, in fact. Kyler comes in to follow up on Tech's damage. Turns into a 3-on-3 real. And Merlin has gone down, all importantly. Bash pistoling down the Latvian medic. But Awsomniac don't want to give it up. They're trying to go in there, but he are just so strong. And Kyler and Nox combined to clean things up there. Zebo first to die is going to be first to spawn. He's not going to go spy there. Something I've definitely seen him do in the past. He's choosing to stay and play pocket, but there was definitely some option for shenanigans there that he hasn't decided to take Ryushi.
Yeah, I don't think Epsilon are trying enough. They weren't. I mean, Kylie taunted after he got that kill, but it wasn't the full-on rock paper scissors taunt. So they're just not trying hard enough. That's what it is. They're not rocket level. I'll say here, they're not rocket level. But what Awsomniac can do to defend this second point, that they do want to defend it, and I mean, it's going to be a bit questionable unless they back straight out. If they do happen to get caught here, it could be incredibly dangerous.
Oh, Knudsen wasn't paying attention there, and he's got bombed by Mike Friday to give away. No need to play that close in the garage. But now the Epsilon Uber comes in, they've already picked up Flip and Cadis. This probably won't win. Say that Merlin gets his Uber just in the nick of time, and he's able to flash both Zebo and Stuck, but their position is on the low ground. And you see that Tech is going to take advantage of that. He's bombing around here, landing rocket after rocket onto Stark, who's down to 20. He's going to be able to call that one from beyond the grave, but already he's dead. Merlin on 16, Zebo on 200. Mike is on the point, just trying to solo things, but Nox raids at the spawns are coming in. He doesn't want to commit. He's trying to land some more, but they don't connect. Mike goes down, and Kyler sees that it's time to get back too. But Epsilon want to continue with the push here. They know they have the heal advantage. Merlin is still in the spawn queue. They're just going to strong arm their way onto the point. It's been brute force. The door has been kicked open, and it's going to be 2-2 here, Ryushi.
Well, this is where Awsomniac started crumbling. Will they do the same? I don't know. Let's see how they're going to deal with this middle. And I mean, Cadis is getting there faster, yeah, but he's getting that early damage down to Warp. But he's exposing himself a little bit, and I mean, Epsilon are just playing off that. I think a couple of times I've seen them do this right now, and they just completely crush Cadis early on. He does pick up that health pack, and he's up to full health right now. And Epsilon right around that left-hand side at the moment, playing up top as well. But a big bomb in from Knudsen. He does go behind, end up in their garage right now. Cadis is going to be the first one down, and Mike is going to trade. But Zebo and Stark both going down there. But Epsilon just dropping players left, right, and centre as well. 3 right now. They lose Bash, so it's Kyler and Tech. Can Kyler and Tech do the amazing fights? I'm not entirely certain because Zebo timed out there.
Kyler's behind. Merlin's standing around the med kit. Kyler sees in there. They must have figured out by now that the scout is behind, and Kyler will get cleaned up. Merlin down to 97, but not really in any risk there. But yeah, I thought that middle was looking pretty bad for Awsomniac whenever Cadis came, and he seemed like he wasn't getting much support and went down on point looking very sad and lonely. But quickly the frags came in for Awsomniac, and now they find themselves with an opportunity to take the lead again. Uber advantage here as they move forward towards CP4. They're unsure if they want to take this one too quickly, but they must know that the clock is ticking. There's a timer on this Uber advantage, and window is slowly but surely closing. 80% right now for Nox, And it looks like Awsomniac are just going to try and find some picks on the flank first before they commit too deeply to this. Both soldiers trying to jump up there and create a little pincer maneuver, but nobody's there because Epsilon are not going to fall for that. They don't have to hold the garage, they can just sit back and buy time, and they've done that. They've got charge, and now the trade comes in. They're going to bring in War, actually. War coming in deep, trying to find Cadis. He's gotten down to 50, but he goes for pipes instead of stickies. Look at his man. He's gone down, but Mirlin's gone down here. Bash is plus forwards into him. Nox remains alive, and he's trying to regroup with his players here, but they're all bunched up on the point. Zeba with the 2k. One rocket kills both Mike and Tech, but now it's all on Bash to clean up, and he is more than up to this task as we see Awsomniac wipe.
He just had 18 health coming out the end of War, plus forwarding into him. So if Bash hadn't killed him there, I'd have been sorely disappointed that Bash couldn't kill an 18 health demo. But yeah. I mean, it looked good for Awsomniac, and then they just waited too long. That's straight up the entire problem right there, is they waited too long. Right now, I mean, I've got to stop saying right now is what I've got to do, but
what time is it? It's right now, baby.
It's right now, yeah, 100%.
You're the Kanye West of TFTV.
Oh god, right no, please. I'm gonna leave. Someone else.
Oh, it's cool, man. Epsilon with a big advantage here, and I'm trying to see what way they want to push. Mike has gone in for free up top. Cadis' stickies are all defensive on the point. He's playing the classic sticky trap. It's ruined many a successful mid push. Do we see a little pause here so we can take some time to appreciate that log in front of Cadis is laced with 6 stickies. I can see them on the delightful outline plugin. Your pause too, right? It's not me. Just getting disconnected.
Tis a pause. Ah, this is a pretty good position from Epsilon right now. They've got... Oh. Okay, so we're going to see... Yeah, okay, so just a little repause. Someone's obviously being let back in. Maybe Zebasai crashed again. That'll be the 3rd time this match. There's not too long pauses, though, so... a problem for us. We don't have to sit around and talk for 40 minutes like has happened in some games before. This season, though. But this is an interesting position for them on mid. They look like they want to back out here because they're all hanging around the garage. Yeah, they're just going to back straight away. Epsilon are going to actually pick up Knudsen on the flank right there. And they're actually getting really aggressive through that side point. And the Uber does get forced out of both teams right there. Warher, yeah, going down. He gets dropped by Nox. And Nox now running away with his scout. Or skating away on my screen. Awsomniac coming straight back in with this as well.
Yeah, they are in quite deep here. Mirlin's in 2 mines. I think the rest of his team are weak, but Zebasai is encouraging to now. He's going to be taking the fight outnumbered, and the rest of the team are weak. Mirlin has made it back as far as the roller door with Flip. They're going to be able to heal up both scouts, but it's not really scouts that hold the power here. On this point, you need those spam classes. You need your soldiers and demo to be able to control this tight arena. As such, Awsomniac going to respect the lack of spam and the lack of players and hold on last. They have a slight Uber disadvantage as well, and already Epsilon moving up top like they're going to push in quickly. I see both soldiers up there and Kyler as well preparing to build. Epsilon look like they want to push exactly on the mark and try and use this Uber advantage to its fullest. Expect to see Mirlin surfing or dying very soon, Ryushi.
Yeah, absolutely. Knudsen's going to try and get some picks onto that Tech as Tech comes in, but Tech doesn't manage to get anything done there. Just gets shut down by Zebasai. And now, can Awsomniac push out with this? I mean, both Ubers are up and disadvantage, but is this going to be Tech respawning as a heavy? I mean, this wouldn't be the first time we've seen Epsilon do it. Maybe even a sniper. Yep, there we go. Spawns as a sniper. Can we see him get some huge headshots this time? Going to be out trying to outsnipe Starkey though, so it's going to be an interesting last point hold. Interesting last point push. I'm going to be watching the Tech cam though. Trying to get around the pit. He headshots Zebasai straight away on the pipe. That's going to be a huge pick. Epsilon are going to want to come straight in here. He does get another headshot onto a scout who was buffed. Now Stark with the counter headshot takes down, or counter body shot takes down Kyler, and Tech also falling to Cadis's pipes. But a Uber exchange is going on around the shutter. They actually get War there, so Epsilon in a terrible position. They have a scout and a soldier up. But Mike's above. Can he catch them out? I think he's going to.
Cadis doesn't see him. Cadis looks up but doesn't see Mike there. Mirlin's in deep. And Mike will get a 2k there as he cleans up Flip and Mirlin. There was a threat behind. Bash was going for the back cap, but Zebo's shotgun proves too strong. And this sniper push from Epsilon is trying to regain control of the point, but the spam of Knudsen and Zebo here too strong. There's Cadis bombing in as well. They want more frag. He's to land the pipe here. and Tech will clean up too with the SMG.
Oh, best weapon in the game. Best weapon in the game. And he's still sniping. He can still look to get himself a couple of headshots pushed into this last right now. They've got 60% advantage. Why would they need a sniper? But they're going to keep him up right now. And recap and then push. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get 2 headshots on this last point. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, Knudsen has an opportunity here to sort of wait and flank behind and kill off Tech whenever this Uber does come in. And it looks like he's going to do that. But already Epsilon are in for free here. They didn't actually have Uber, so they couldn't use headshot just before Knudsen kills him off, and then Bash is going to get him with the meat shots to the back. But AWS already looking desperate here, only Starkey alive, and he's nowhere near this point. Can he close the distance? No, just too many players anyway. But again, Epsilon take the lead here, and could we see another 6-2 map? Is this deja vu, Ryushi?
They've got about 8.5 minutes left. That enough time for them to get 3 rounds? Actually, yeah, I'm fairly certain it is. Epsilon coming in strong to this middle. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. Or, I mean, if he can get some good sticks out onto Cadus, this is going to be huge for him. I want to see him do it as well. See him do it. I want to see him do it. He's taking the garage roll out. Not really doing anything. Cadus actually takes quite a bit of damage. He could be vulnerable to a soldier bomb. No, he manages to pick up that health pack. And sort of both teams just posturing a little bit. Epsilon seems to be really slow right there. Their combo not going to get in. Tech is going to be our first death. Now Awsomniac just sort of dominating the point.
Oh, Mirlin to 20 here. Ash is going to come in and clean up as he tried to run away from that soldier who had just sort of dropped down onto his head. And as you would expect, Nox remains alive, but that middle was really Awsomniac's for the take, and they did take it in fact, but they lost their medic. Despite playing so well at the start, Cadus really taking Kyler out of the game with some early stickies, and now he's holding very aggressive here. He is very committed to this. If Epsilon decided to push from that side, he could die, but they've actually brought their Uber to the other side, so Cadus' sticky trap might find someone all the way behind. Look at this. Very aggressive play here. Scout and Medic in deep behind. Nox is trying to flash to keep Kyler alive, but War jumps too far away from Zeb. Is going to be able to clean him up with the shotgun, but have managed to use the Uber to push Awsomniac out momentarily, at least 4 of their players back there. But Cadus and Knudsen jump in to try and clean up a few more frags. Starkey gets a 2k behind there, kills up both Epsilon scouts. Now Mike is slowly having his buff chipped away by Starkey, who continues to push forward against his old teammate, but the rest of his team are pushing left side through, getting in there quickly to see if they can trap Epsilon. But Nox is reading the situation well. He knows he needs to be way back, and they're showing Awsomniac a lot of respect. No Uber for either team just yet, but the momentum definitely with Awsomniac there, Ryushi.
If Awsomniac's quickest and they push straight off the bat, they can 100% pick up Nox. I mean, he's in a pretty safe position, but then it's going to be an easy poke. But he's going to get that Uber. Both Ubers popped out on that left-hand side. The Heavy's going to do so much damage. Kyler going to finish off Knudsen. Flip going to go down as well. And Awsomniac just have to back off and sit on second. They weren't quite quick enough there. But War actually maybe going to get caught out in the strategy. Does actually go down Zeb's side with a huge... He's going to surely trade his life, but he gets Mike, or Cadus gets Mike with his help, and now is also going to pick up Bash. Epsilon 3 up on this last. They've got a soldier and a scout, but Awsomniac surely just going to bully their way in here.
Yeah, they come from that right hand side. Both scouts fully buffed. Cadus as well, plenty of heals, and they're just trying to decide who to focus down. You see Knudsen jumping at there to deny the high ground. Epsilon are forced to throw players onto the point here, but Awsomniac just too strong, keep killing players off, maintaining that man advantage and walking forward, and they have managed to cap off the final point there. That's going to be 3-3, 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this map, though. It's not over by a long shot, Ryushi.
Yeah, we both called 5-3 for Awsomniac. That's still in the pot of possible scores. I think it can happen if they get a good mid like they did last time. It's going to be ridiculous momentum. Kyler's going to get completely destroyed by sticks there, and that's going to be huge. But Tech jumps in, takes down Cadus. Can they finish up damage? Yes, Starkey's going to go down as well, but Tech will immediately followed up. Epsilon in a dangerous position, trying to hang around their own health. Flip gets right in their faces, but Bash chucks him down, and Maryland, I can't find him.
He's running and he's getting chased by both Mike and Bash, whilst Nox caps the midpoint. But right at the end, when it was crucially important, you saw it was Epsilon who came up with the frags there. Bash killing off Flip and Mike onto Zebasai, turning that 3-on-3 into a 3-on-1-0 as Mirna went down. Nox with a huge Uber advantage yet again, and they can choose to play the clock here if they want. They don't have to push immediately. They can definitely run a little time down if they want to and then push, but I don't expect them to do that at all. They're going to be able to peek ahead here and realise that there is a heavy weapons guy and a sniper. And I saw last time they pushed with an Uber advantage, they went straight for Stark, bombed in, killed off that sniper, and then turned their attention to the rest of the Awsomniac players. But already, Cadis kills off Mike. The Uber comes in anyway. They need to find frags quickly, and they've isolated Zebasai on the lower right. But meanwhile, War goes down now. Tech and Kyler want to continue. Ireland gets him onto 30, launches them in the air. He's cratered to take a little more damage. He's down as low as 20, but will not die. Awsomniac now with the opportunity to turn this into a heartbreak around Mike and Nox are poised in the left yard, but they're not going to commit to this. Kid is already sticking up the garage. He doesn't want any players getting behind. He wants to be able to push with confidence here in this big Uber advantage they've managed to engineer, Ryushi.
Well, War's trapped up the shutter. He does blow it a little bit early there. Zebasai's just going to take a lot of damage and fall back, but Awsomniac, it's not going to hold them back. They're going to push. They've got 50%. They know they need to get in immediately. Trap there. No blind debts coming out from Warher. Yeah, he's not quite bunny level. Awsomniac going to come in from that choke area. They're going to Tech, who jumps in from the top of the little lamp. War's going to get picked up as well, so Epsilon lose 2 players, maybe even a third here. There's going to be a scumping around. Kyle is also going to go down. So this is this could very be a possibility of a steamroll round here if they can catch Nox out of position.
Yeah, Nox has Uber though, and that's going to allow him to buy plenty of time. Spawn's coming in 1 second for War and Tech, and that will be very helpful. But already Awsomniac are up top. They've managed to see Bash there. 2 rockets sent into the spawn queue. Well played by Zebo, but Mike and Nox are in deep here. They've been forced to Uber from Z. Mirlan's going to hold on to this for a good few seconds, and Zebo wants to give chase. He's looking to get as many frags as possible from this. He's decided to focus down Mike, but Mike is super weak up top. Gets away on 17 health as War steps in to fill the vacuum left by Mike. Zebo's isolated there as Awsomniac find themselves with 2 players down. Knutson on the respawn, and again a push that they thought was going well just ends up petering out with nothing gained.
I'm not quite certain what happened there, to be honest. I mean, it looks so good for something. They got the really good Uber out, and then they didn't kill Mike, and War just came in and did so much damage to everyone on point. So, I don't know. I mean, there's still 2 minutes left. They could still 100%. Both teams could still score around here to draw us out of 3v3. Oh, 3-on-3. 3. Yeah, 3-3. Yeah. God, I'm terrible. Please, someone stop me talking.
Yeah, well, 90 seconds left on the clock. Knutson's gone in for the bomb here to try and force the Uber there as my voice starts to fail me. I feel like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. But Epsilon will begin to move forward here, and they're trying to take advantage of this man advantage. But look at all those Awsomniac players abusing the high ground. Mike gets focused down. Even if you're the best player in the world, you ain't going to do much from the floor there. Despite dropping Mike, Nox does Uber anyway. Disastrous for Epsilon. I think they just thrown the map away right before our eyes with a complete wipe there. And, wow.
That's already called GG. That was a 5k from Zebo with Knutson stealing his last little kill. Oh, that's going to bring us to 4-3 with 40 seconds left. No one could ever possibly cap this. That's GG. Wow, what a map. What a map, what a game.
Mines there. Mike was waiting for the Uber to be popped off, but he was dead. And then Nox popped, having to try and get out through that choke point with all that spam coming his way in the worst possible position, and got absolutely annihilated. And I couldn't be happier. We get a draw here, and Awsomniac will finish 1 point ahead of Epsilon in the main season. They're going to be the #1 seed going into the playoffs. That means Epsilon will have to play at least 2 games, so we get to see even more Epsilon action than we might have. But 3-3 is going to be the result in ETF2L points. But here on Granary, it has just finished 4-3 to Awsomniac, who looked a little shaky. Snakewater losing 6-2, but Ryushi, we've got to take a look at these logs and see what they tell us before we get some people in here for interviews.
I would just like to point out that that is the first map that Epsilon have lost since season 14, and the first week match. So week 5 in season 12 was the last time they lost a map. So that is a huge result for Awsomniac right there. And I mean, it's fantastic. It says good things about EU TF2 that we've got two exceedingly good teams and they're both incredibly close. Not quite certain what it's going to say for I-52 though. But yeah, bring up the logs. Let's see what's going to happen with those.
Well, you want me to give you the logs
No,
again?
no. I can get them. Don't worry.
Joking, man. Oh yeah, checking out the logs here. Zebo 353 per minute damage for his team. Top fragging as well, 31 frags. Schooling Mike a little bit. Of course, Zebo is playing that true pocket role, whereas Mike has to sit back and allow Ward to do the work. But really, Ward's damage numbers not really that much more impressive whenever you consider that he got noticeably more heals than Kadis. Didn't seem to be that effective, the pocket demo man play. But looking at the kills and assists per death, my favorite stat, Merlin up top there, 2.4, 23 assists and 10 deaths. He actually died one time more than Nox, but Nox as well playing a good game on Granary. Kyler with the big cleanup, 27 for 12 for 17. Played a pretty good game for his team, but it didn't end up in a win for them. And stats are super close, as the scoreline would tell you. Only 3 frags separate the teams and about 300, 400 damage. One extra Uber as well for Epsilon, but hey, they lost.
That is incredibly close. I mean, look at the two roamers. They've both got the same number of assists, same number of deaths, about 200 damage between them. Knutson just edges out Tech with 3 more kills, but I mean, that is incredibly close match. 4-3, deserved to Awsomniac there for just the fact that Zebasai was playing amazingly the entire game. He really was. I reckon his calls must have been on point and his just damage was really great as well. So, yeah. That's my 2 cents. You want to start getting some interviews here and we'll...
People should be coming. They know where to find us, I believe. But yeah, like, well, Awsomniac won 4 mids and Epsilon won 3, and that's how it ended. But it didn't feel like the wins necessarily capitulated with rounds. It was very back and forth, some really messy plays at time. But what an incredible game to cast.